Well, tech billionaire Elon Musk went all in supporting Donald Trump during the US election campaign. And he's already in the thick of things, having been present when Mr. Trump spoke on speakerphone with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. But it was never always a cozy relationship between the pair. So what does the near future hold when it comes to the 47th US president and the world's richest man? Well, Dr. Thomas Gift is the founding director of the Center on US Politics at University College London, and he joins me now. Thomas, really good to have you with us. We don't really have to go very far back, 2022 in fact, to hear when Donald Trump labeled Elon Musk a, quote, BS artist, and the response from Elon was to tell Trump to hang up the hat and sail into the sunset. So how did this relationship get us to this point where Musk arguably became Trump's biggest vocal and financial supporter?
Well, you're certainly right that there was no love lost between Trump and Elon Musk for quite several years, which is a completely different scenario than we have now, where we've got this bromance that is brewing between the two. Elon Musk really said that his opinion started to change around 2023 when he bought Twitter, now named X. He said in particular that he decided to endorse Donald Trump after the first assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, where the iconic image of Trump saying, fight, 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 came on all the TV screens. And he said basically he had never seen anyone display that kind of courage and that he wanted his president to be emblematic of that bravery.
So can you tell us what ultimately, in hindsight, was Musk's biggest contribution to the Trump campaign?
Well, there were many. I mean, first of all, he donated about $75 million of his own money to a pro-Trump super PAC. So that is a ton of money that was used to run ads and to, broadcast positive things about Donald Trump across the country. In Pennsylvania, especially, he created sort of a registry where individuals could go out online, sign a petition in favor of the Second Amendment and free speech. And if they did so, they would get $100. He also entered those registrants into a drawing for a chance to win $1 million every single day in the couple of weeks before the U.S. election. So he hunkered down in Pennsylvania, which was a key swing state, and ultimately went for Trump. And he's also been, just kind of ubiquitous on X, tweeting things about Donald Trump. He's been on TV shows, interviews. So he really did go all in.
Yeah, of course, he does appear to be in Donald Trump's inner circle, as far as we can see, because he was often seen with Donald Trump dining with him in Mar-a-Lago and all other events as well. So how much influence do you think Elon Musk might exert over the Trump administration? Because I'm reading that it is quite unlikely that he'll be given a cabinet position.
Right. There was some speculation before the election that Elon Musk might head up a new department for government efficiency. I still, though, think that even if he doesn't have a formal role in this administration, he's going to have a very vocal, informal role. And we're already seeing this, as you noted, at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, first things first, which is Trump needs to fill his cabinet. And most reports suggest that he's doing so with political loyalists, which is much different than the first time around, where most of these were kind of distinguished, established public servants who had been working in government for many, many years. I think now Trump wants to install these loyalists, and he's relying heavily on Elon Musk to decide who he should choose. So just from the standpoint of recruiting talent and what this administration will look like in terms of the names, I think Musk is exercising very considerable political muscle.
And do you think he might exercise that considerable political muscle when it comes to the Russia-Ukraine war?
Well, it's interesting that he was actually on the phone call with Trump and Vladimir Zelensky just a couple of days ago. And so that is very unclear. I really don't know how much influence he's going to have over U.S. foreign policy. And most of the things that he has talked about to this point is sort of domestic policy. He's been a huge advocate, obviously, with X in free speech. And he's basically said that if Donald Trump didn't win this time around, that there would be no democracy anymore. But the fact that he's actually, presumably weighing in on foreign policy, I think is quite a significant story.
And of course, Elon Musk, he runs some of the most popular sort of brands, entities in the US, SpaceX, Starlink, and of course, Tesla. So what might Elon Musk be getting in return?
Well, I think what you're getting at is that there may be some type of implicit quid pro quo. And certainly we've seen that with many large donors, that if they're giving amounts of money like Elon Musk has done, even sort of fractions of that, that they expect to have some influence over policy. A lot of times that comes, in the form of deregulation over some of these industries. Obviously, Tesla is Elon Musk's big venture. And so to the extent that there might be subsidies or other deregulations that could help that industry, it's certainly something to look out for. I mean, Elon Musk himself says that he's doing this sort of out of selflessness, that he just really believes in the United States. He really believes in the principles of freedom of speech, and he thinks that Donald Trump is the right person to lead this country. But I think it is certainly reasonable to look into ulterior motives.
Of course, Donald Trump and Elon Musk have very big egos, and it's not surprising all politicians have big egos, whether you're Republican or Democrat. But do you see the pair clashing in any way in the future?
That's a big question. You're right. They definitely have big egos, and it's all fine whenever the two are aligned. But if there's a difference of opinion, will that lead to something, and will it blow up the relationship? Of course, we've seen this with Donald Trump over and over and over. Trump had some of the largest turnover of his staff of any president in modern presidential history. So the big question is whether there's going to be continuity. After January 6th, a huge number of Trump associates stepped down and resigned in protest from the Trump White House. So Trump always says that he has an eye for talent, but most of his talent has actually abandoned him. And so Elon Musk seems to be the man of the hour now, but whether he'll be the same in a month from now, much less a year from now or 4 years from now, is really unclear.
Yes, Thomas Gift, really good to get your thoughts on this extraordinary relationship that's going to develop one way or the other, but thanks so much.
Definitely. Thanks.